Action.
Lovely, here we go. So, here we go folks, my name's Owen. This is your lovely new caravan. I'll be your demonstrator for the day. I know it's your first caravan, so I'll talk you through all the bits and bobs that are here. I'll then talk you through cycling and levelling your van. Yeah. Sighting and levelling your van. Other than that, then we'll move on to the actual features externally on the caravan. Do a walk around on the outside, then I'll jump inside, I'll talk about everything inside. Okay. If you've got any questions at any point, please feel free just to stop and ask away. There's no such thing as a silly question, so if it's in your head, feel free just to stop and ask away.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
First thing, these are the bits that are in your starter pack. There's a lot of items I've already put on the van for you, it's ready to go, but I'll talk about them on the way round. So obviously we've got your new power cable, your waste master, your toilet chemicals, your Acarol, waste pipe. Now, for your waste pipe, especially on Love to Stay, we've got on-pitch drainage. So what you may want to grab from the shop, this is just a standard sort of length, but if you get like a 2 metre length of that one, imagine you can plug that into the caravan and then have the long one, and you can stick it straight directly into the drain there. Okay. So rather than using your waste master, if you've got on-pitch drainage, get a long enough pipe and you can just stick it straight in the drain there.
So the long pipe will go onto this?
Yeah, you can literally just pull it off. So you can just pull it off and swap the pipe over. Okay, so if you're using your waste master, shorter one, if you get a longer section as well, you can obviously use the outside drainage as well. Okay. Then we've got your mirrors, towing mirrors. So 100% always put them on when you're towing, and believe me, I would never tow a caravan without them, mate, because it gives you the vision behind your caravan, so you can see what's coming up. You can see if you've got an ambulance or a fire engine or anything coming up behind you.
Okay, are you going to show us a bit there?
Yeah, I'll put them on for you. Then you've got your hitch lock, and then obviously your stepper as well. And the other items which are already on are got your gas bottles on, and I've fitted your battery and everything. I'll talk about that on the way around. So once the tractor's gone by, I'll continue with the rest. They love me here. So, sighting and levelling your van. So, when you go up to Love to Stay at the top up here, all of our pitches are virtually level. If anything, you're on a tiny little lean, and all you need to do is wind the legs down on the side that you've got the lean, just to lift it up gently. Okay. Now, you'll think, levelling my van, why is that so important? First thing is comfort for yourselves, because believe me, if you spend a week leaning, you will notice it, and if you're going to do some cooking or anything, all your eggs will be sitting on the one side of the pan. And it's also things like the fridge and your drainage system. The more level the van is, the better the van operates. Okay, yeah. So the trick is to get yourself a little small spirit level, and then when you've got it onto the pitch, is open up your door. A work surface is one of the best ones. Just drop it on. Now the first thing you're looking for is left to right. So if you get on, as I say, up there, there's no real worries, but if you do go on, say, a farmer's field or something, you may find there is a distinctive lean. Now, to level it up, a lot of people think that the legs of the caravan are designed to lift it up in the air. They're not. The legs of the caravan are just designed to stabilise it. So once you've got it where you want it to be, stick your spirit level in, have a look how far it is, and then it's wood underneath the wheels of the side you need to raise the caravan. So it may be an idea to carry a few lengths of wood, and then obviously all it is, put it in where you want it, put the wood down, pull the caravan back off, put the wood down, and then reverse it up onto the wood.
Right, so the wood's obviously going to do it this way?
Yeah, so imagine underneath the wheels, so say you're on a lean like that, obviously when you reverse it up onto the wood, it'll pull it up and level it off for you.
What about front and back?
So front to back then's all done off the jockey wheel on the front.
Right.
So I was just say, it's left to right first time, and then front to back is all done off the jockey wheel.
Right.
But once you've then got it level left to right and front to back, you can then look at putting your legs down.
Okay.
But as I say you've put 2 pieces of wood down and it is still on a slight lean, if you wind this side of the legs down first, just to gently move it a small bit, that's fine. Okay. But you certainly wouldn't be able to lift it up in the air off the legs. No. All you'll end up doing is either bending the legs or bending the chassis of the van. So always wood underneath the wheels, left to right, front to back, all done off the jockey wheel. Yeah. Okay. But at the same of it, if your dad, did you say your dad? Yeah. Experienced, so they'll give you enough guidance anyway. We'd just like to give you that information.
Yes.
Okay. So once you've obviously got it on the pitch, then obviously you can just take it off the car, or you can do it off the motor mover. It's your choice. Right. But I'll give you a demonstration of your motor mover for you afterwards. So, so other than that, we'll move on to the actual caravan features itself. I'll talk about the front end here once the tractors come past again. You can shame him and film him. So I'll talk through the front end, but it's going to make more sense when I'm hooking it up onto the car for you afterwards. So at the front you've got your stabiliser hitch. So this is a grease-free, paint-free tow ball. The cleaner your tow ball is, the better your stabiliser works for you. Okay. Then underneath we've got your main hitch. The red cable's your breakaway cable. Sorry, that'll go off every now and then. Handbrake on this one is as easy as handbrake off, handbrake on.
Okay, yeah.
Simple as that, no buttons or anything. Obviously, jockey wheel winds up and down, and then you can raise and lower it off the handle on the side.
Okay.
And
just while we're on this part, so I had the tow bar fitted.
Yeah.
The chap said that I should get an emery cloth and take some of the
Paint off.
the covering off.
Yeah,
the tow bar.
yeah,
Is that right?
I'll do that for you today. Yeah.
Right, okay.
All it is if you get them paint flecks inside this stabiliser, every time you go over a little bump, it'll sound like you're killing a mouse, and it will go.
Okay.
And believe me, after 4 hours of driving down the road with it going every 2 minutes, it'll drive you berserk. So cleaner the tow ball and no shiny paint on it, you'll be fine. But I'll get your tow ball done for you today, so don't worry.
No, thank you.
And then last but not least, 13 pin for obviously your lights and your electrics.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy with everything on the front end here?
No,
As much as you can be until I hook it on, yeah, I understand that. So, into your gas locker on the front, we have got your brand new leg winder, and also you've got a wheel brace inside there. Then we've got your gas bottle fitted in, ready to go for you. Okay, so brand new gas bottle, brand new pigtail. For yourselves, gas on and off is very simply just turn it directly on and off from the bottle.
Yeah, okay.
There is a shut-off valve at the back here by your regulator, but that's more for when the guys are safety checking your van.
Okay.
So literally, when you want your gas on, turn it on at the bottle. When you don't want it on, just turn it off at the bottle.
And when I want to change this bottle,
All it is just a gas spanner on there.
Yeah.
Just undo your nut. Remember, it's opposite thread, so it's
Okay.
the other way round.
Other way round.
And then just screw your other bottle on.
just
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Easy.
yeah. But I mean, what you'll find, this will probably last you the rest of the year quite easily.
Yeah.
It all depends on how much gas you're using. The people that use more gas are the ones that do the wild caravanning, as I call it, where they're on the site and they're not on electric.
Yes.
So they will run like their heating totally on gas,
Yeah.
they'll run their fridge on gas, and obviously all the cooking and everything on gas.
Okay.
But obviously if you've got electric, you can sort of half and half it more than anything.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
That's about as exciting as it gets on the front end, unless you get any other questions.
No, anything else that you normally get stored in this bit?
You can put items in there, but I wouldn't go mad.
No.
The main thing is, you know, when you see a caravan going down the road and you look, the back of the car's like that and it's down like that,
Yeah.
they're overloaded as such. So watch it. You are alright to fill it up as such, but just put light items in it. I mean, I've seen people putting generators and all sorts in the front, which isn't really advisable.
No.
So it's common sense more than anything.
Well, this bracket looks like it's to hold something. Is that an extra?
This
gas
one
bottle?
here, that's exactly the same. So all it is you can carry 2 gas bottles.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, but I mean, I wouldn't
No.
worry too much. All it is, when your gas bottles run out, you just need to go to a Calagas supplier. Obviously, we're the best Calagas suppliers, but obviously there is other places where you can get gas from. So if your gas runs out, believe me, you're never any more than 10 miles away from somewhere where you can change
Perfect.
it anyway. So all you do is just take your empty bottle in and just
Yes,
exchange
that's
it for a full one.
Yes.
That's as simple as that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice one.
So we'll mosey around to the side. So for your legs, your front legs are both on the side. So one's on this side and then obviously a duplicate on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You will notice they have got plastic feet on them, which is perfect, especially on like gravel pitches like we've got up there. What it means is when you put your legs down, it's more stable. Well, imagine if you've just got the leg, you
Yeah.
can find sometimes it'll sink into the gravel. But with these plastic feet on, you'll find that they will sit down and it will level out quite nicely for you.
Okay. And then we use this to.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just onto that.
Pop that on and then just simply wind it down.
Okay.
Okay, so next thing, this is the vent for your Truma water boiler as well as your heating system. So,
Okay.
yeah, so it's all integrated into one unit. Now it'll run on gas, electric, or gas and electric at the same time. There's no cover to remove or anything, it just sits there and does its job. The only thing to watch is don't have anything leaning on this bit of the van, because obviously a lot of heat is exchanged out in the back of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, next one down, Aperol. This is obviously my Aperol, but you've obviously got your own Aperol here. But this is your water pipe in the van. So, all it is to remove your water pipe, gentle squeeze of the trigger, gentle wiggle and off she comes. And all it is on the end is the particle filter. So, all you need to do is fill your Aperol up, drop her inside, and then just simply clip it on. And that's it externally. Everything else with your water system you do inside.
Okay.
Okay.
Just go through that one again.
Yeah?
So this is for.
This is your fresh water supply for the caravan.
Right,
Okay, so obviously when you get to a site, put it down, you level it off. One of the first things, you wanted some water. I'm going to fall everything today. All you do when you get there, obviously fill up your Aperol, but love to stay there. You'll literally pull up and the tap's there.
okay. Yeah.
So all you do is...
So what if we can we connect it directly in?
Yeah. So at the minute, obviously I've just got it, fill the Aperol up and use it.
Yeah.
You can buy ones where you can clip mains water directly to the caravan. Now personally we don't recommend this here, because the main thing is you're putting mains water pressure inside your van. And if any of them pipes fail inside, you're going to end up flooding your van.
Okay.
But what we do recommend is you can get an attachment that goes inside your Aperol. So what it is like a ball cock that you fit inside there, and then you attach the hose pipe to that.
Yeah.
And then what it does is obviously it fills the Aperol up, but then the ball cock comes up, shuts the water off. When you're using your water, then it drops back down and it will refill up your Aperol as you go.
Okay.
So it gives you a continual flow of water.
And that device, can that be fitted to one of these, can it?
On your Aperol, yeah, what you've got in that box is exactly the same as this.
Got you.
But yeah, if you see them in the shop and just say you want the Aperol version of it, and they'll show you where it is in the shop. But you can certainly get one of them today.
Yeah.
And I do recommend it because when I get excited and start talking about it, the last thing you want to do is get in the shower, start your shower, and then 2 seconds into your shower you've run out of water and you've got shampoo on your hair and everything, then you're outside trying to fill your Aperol back up. So yeah, it is advisable to get the mains Aperol feed.
Mains Aperol feed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Well, I'll point you in the right direction when we go back in anyway, so I won't worry too much on it. So, next one down. Here is your lovely brand new leisure battery fitted in and ready to go. It is a 105 battery, so it's more than enough power to run your motor mover.
Okay.
Now, how the caravan works, most of the systems will run off the 12 volt for things like your light bulbs and like the igniter for all the gas systems and everything. But what you've got next door is your mains 240 hookup.
Yeah.
Now, how the caravan works, when you're on mains, not only is it powering up things like your plug sockets and things like that, it's also running a battery charger, recharging up this system. So when you're on a site and plugged into mains, you've got full 12 volt system, and then you've got your 240 running a charger, keeping everything in one constant cycle.
And we've got the solar panel also trickling in.
Yeah, top it up as you go along as well.
Okay.
So all it means is when you're on a site plugged in like this, you've got endless power. Obviously, if you're on a site without electric, you have to watch it, because obviously once this battery's gone flat, you've had it as such. I know you've got the solar panel, but it's like a trickle charge, so it's more designed to keep the battery alive rather than it flattening out. So if you're ever without electrics, you just have to watch how many lights and things you've got on inside. So obviously the more lights you have on, the less amount of time this battery will run for.
Yeah.
But obviously
sorry, I was going to say, is there a gauge that tells you?
Yeah, I'll show you the gauge above the door so you can monitor the strength of your battery. But as you'll see when you get inside, because we've got the mains on, it's got full power inside out, and it always will when you're plugged into the mains.
Okay. If we were going to fit an inverter, would that be sort of fitted inside?
Yeah, if you needed to. But I mean, in the modern day and age, most of us now will all go to a site where you've got mains electric anyway.
Right, okay.
So once you've got the mains on in your battery, you've got full use of the caravan, so you don't really need an inverter as such. It's only if you're ever going to run just off your 12 volt.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So then, obviously, as I say, your mains adapter next door. You've then got an external satellite feed.
All right, yeah.
So what this is for is if you've got a satellite feed on the site where you are, you can attach your satellite cable from there to here, and I'll show you where it comes out in the van.
Okay.
The other thing you can do is get like a screw attachment that goes over that turns it into a TV aerial. So again, if they've got a TV signal on the site, you can plug your TV aerial into here, into there, and again I'll show you where it comes outside the van.
Right.
Okay. And then the little black one here is the isolation key for your motor mover. But I'll explain all that because I'll give you a demonstration on your motor mover afterwards for you.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll keep coming down. Obviously, motor mover there, but again, I'll talk to you about that afterwards. Next thing we come across is your toilet. Now, have you ever had any use of caravan toilets? Or is this the first time you'll ever be using one?
First time for me.
Perfect. If you hang on here, I'll just grab the keys. 2 seconds. So, what it is, the top one here, this is what's called your flush tank. So this is where the water supply comes from for flushing your toilet. So rather than it using your Aperol, you put your own amount of liquid in here, and then this is what flushes the toilet. That shows if it gets the right key. You will need a watering can or something. Obviously, when you're up there on Loftus Stairs, as I say, your tap's here, so all you need to do is a hose pipe from there to there, and you can simply fill it up. Right. Now, what you do is fill it up with water. It'll hold about 5 or 6 litres of water, and then it's some of your pink liquid. Now, all the pink liquid is a nice smelling fragrance for when you flush your toilet. Okay. Now, it's not an exact science. It will tell you on the bottle how much to use, but all I tend to do is just give it a slug in. Yeah. If it's neon pink when you're flushing your toilet, it's probably a bit too strong. Where if it's a nice sort of mild pink, then you've got it just about right.
Yeah, okay.
Now, with this tank, when you're filling it up, don't worry if you overflow it, because it ain't going to flood out of the van, it will literally just come straight out of there. And literally fill it up, well, if you're on away for a week, I'd fill it up to the top.
Yeah.
But if you're away for a weekend, I probably wouldn't fill it all the way, depending on how much you're going to use the toilet. I know you said you've got little ones, so they'll probably use it a lot more than you will. But for example, if you're up at Love to Stay, if you're right by the toilets, you're probably going to use our toilets more and yours less. Yeah. Where obviously if you're right in the far corner, you may decide you're going to use yours more and ours less, sort of thing. So I'd fill this up for as much as you think you're going to use the toilet.
To keep the weight down?
No, the main reason being is, if you filled it up and not used it, before you get on the road, I'd take some back out. Because all it is, imagine it is a holding tank in here, and when you're going down the road, if you get a bit of a snake on and it starts sloshing about, there is a slight chance it can slosh out internally in the van. Oh. So I would drain some off before you get on the road, but I'll show you the draining off now. It's so simple. Below, obviously where your toilet cassette is, ignore this bit because I'll just take it out for now. So, to drain this off, there's a little black rubber hose that sits in the top there. And all you need to do is pull that bung out there, and it will automatically drain down this tank for you. Now what I tend to carry is, I carry one of them big square squash bottles, and all I'll do at the end, before I get on the road, is I'll simply pull it out, drain it back into the bottle, and then chuck the bottle back in my gas locker. So next time I go away, all I need to do is get it out and just tip it back in. So it saves wasting it and such. The other time you need to do is obviously winter time. You need to take all the fluids out the van, because if you imagine water in a pipe work and it freezes, it'll expand and crack the pipes. So what you need to do is drain it all off via here, and then go inside, and all you need to do is hold the flush button down on the top of your toilet until all that solution's out the toilet. Once there's no water or fluid as such, your toilet's winterised as such, so there's going to be no damage if anything freezes.
So when you're flushing the toilet, it will come out of here, yeah?
When you flush the toilet, it will go out internally inside the toilet and it will drop into this.
Oh, right,
if you get what I mean. So drain it out as much as you can from here. Once that's done, put the bung back in, drop it back up there, and simply go inside and hold the blue flush button down until that last bit of solution's out. Because if you imagine there's going to be solution between the tank and the toilet itself, it's only a small bit of pipe like that, but it just gets the last of the fluid out for you.
So getting that last bit of fluid out, it's going to come into this?
Yeah. It'll empty out via the toilet and it'll directly drop into this.
Okay.
So, lovely toilet cassette. So I'll just pop it back in, start from the beginning. So, all it is to remove it is lift the handle up and slide it out. It is a lovely trolley dolly one. So there's no excuses for the ladies not emptying them now. The other thing, you'll notice you've got green liquid. Now your dad may question us, oh, why have you got green? I use blue. The reason for the green liquid in here is exactly the same as the blue, but it's biodegradable. So what it means, up at Love to Stay, rather than taking it out and lugging it down to the toilets to empty it, you have got a drain on your pitch. So all you need to do is go over, lift up the back drain, unscrew it, he says, and then just simply tip it down the drain where you stand. So no running around. Right. Now, all the blue or green liquid does inside here, it neutralises all the odour and it starts to break down all the nasties in here. Okay. Okay, so when you're emptying it out, it does just smell like you're emptying a chemical toilet. It doesn't smell like you're emptying.
No.
Yeah.
Sewage, right.
Yeah, there you go, that's a word for it. I was going to use something else. But so all you do to use it, it's roughly about a cap of the liquid, so a cap of green liquid and another cap full of water. All it means, it's got some substance in there to start sort of dissolving stuff down. Yeah. Okay, once you've charged it up, all you simply do is push it in and that's it, ready to go. Good. So everything else is done internally. Okay. Obviously once it's full, I'll show you where it lights up on top of the toilet, then all you need to do, come back out and then obviously empty it back out. Yeah. Once you've emptied it out, I probably would recommend just sticking a bit of water, swilling it out, and then obviously just recharge it back up with your liquid. In she goes, she's ready to go.
So stick the water in the top for you?
Yeah, stick it in. Now when you're emptying it, there is a little orange button on the back here. All that is an air release. So all it means, everything still comes out of here, but this just allows a bit of area so everything can come out easier for you.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. That's good.
Perfect. And then it's just the bottom of the handle that locks into place. Slide her in, and that's it.
Right.
Happy with that?
Sounds fine. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So, bucket, sorry. So where my bucket is your two grey waste outlets. Now when we say grey waste, that's kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and shower. Okay. Now, as I've said with the pipes, if you do use your Waste Master, obviously it's them pipes in and down on your Waste Master. Now your Akrol's 40 litres.
What's the Waste Master, sorry?
So the Waste Master's like a big long sort of cylindrical thing on wheels that can hold your waste for you.
Yeah.
So imagine you're on a pitch without drainage. You're not on a posh one like ours. You've got no drainage. You'll obviously have to use your water.
Yeah.
And then you need a waste container here. So that's the one that's in the toolbox down there.
And that just sort of sits underneath there?
Yeah, it's got wheels on it, and you just literally slide it underneath and then drop the pipe into it so it can fill it up. But what it is, your Acarole's 40 litres, your Waste Master's 50. So if you're not running on mains water, if your Acarole's run out, 9 out of 10 times you need to empty your Waste Master at the same time.
Okay, alright, yeah.
Okay.
And so the Waste Master comes with pipes to come from here?
Yeah, well that there, the grey wide pipes, you know, I showed you, the one I pulled off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're using your Waste Master, use the short section. But obviously, if, like up there, you'll want a nice long section. So all you need to do is run the long pipe and literally put it straight down the drain.
Oh, yes, yes.
So on our pitches, it'll make more sense when you get up there. You've got your bollard with your electric and water on.
Yeah.
You've got 2 drains. One at the front is for your grey waste, so that's your grey waste here. The one at the back is for your toilet.
Yeah.
So that's where you can just run the pipe, simply put it in the drain. And then if you've got mains water on your Acarole as well, what it means is once you've set up, you don't need to worry about water and waste until you're packing down at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just on the pipe, yeah?
Yeah.
So, because there's obviously got... Let's just put it on, I think. Okay, so we talked about this, yeah?
Yeah.
So that was for water going in.
Yeah, this is for waste.
Oh, that's for waste.
So there's your water inlet.
Yeah.
That's where all the water goes into the van. This is where it all comes out. So all it is just 1, 2, onto there. And then obviously either into your Acarole, or if you change that for a long piece, you can drop it straight into the drain.
Got you.
Not into the Acarole, is it? Into the...
Waste Master, sorry.
Waste
I'm
Master.
confusing you now, say the wrong things. No, into your Waste Master.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously once you don't, all you do is just simply pull them off. It's as easy as that. And I would definitely store this in your gas locker. Because obviously by the time you've had all your cooking things and that, they're not the cleanest of items.
No,
so
no.
Definitely store it in the front there and it's out of harm's way as such.
Okay.
So, keep coming down. First thing we come across is your underbed cupboard. So this is obviously underneath your bunk beds. There is a few bits in here, but I'll talk about them inside. These are the ends for the make-up bunk bed. Obviously the ladders and the extra cushions. These cupboards are really good. Just watch what you're putting in here for travelling. Keep it light items like maybe some bedding or maybe some light chairs. Definitely don't want to be putting your awning or anything heavy like that on the back end, because if you imagine when you're going down the road, if you've got all the weight on the back, she's going to be leaning back. And when she's leaning back, she will be tail end happy. So especially if you're new to towing, keep it down to a minimal in here. You will notice if you go down the road and you notice she's quite twitchy, it means you've overloaded it in the back here. So take some weight out. The main place to put your weight is between the wheels of the caravan, which I'll show you inside. So any heavy items like your awning and things like that, always store it in the centre of the van, and it won't affect the way the caravan will tow down the road.
Okay.
Okay. But obviously when you get to site, you can fill that up with whatever you want. You can even shove the kids in there if you really want to.
Brilliant.
Okay. So, come round the back. Not much too exciting to say on the back. Obviously your 2 back legs are on the rear of the caravan. So if you look below now, you'll see them and you'll see what I mean about your plastic feet.
Yes.
Okay. Now all it is if you ever want to get into your caravan and she's not hooked onto anything, always at least put a back leg down.
Okay.
Because if you don't and you walk into the back of your caravan, she'll clunk up in the air. So always at least wind a leg down and then you're fine to move in and out the van. We only put the back legs down on demonstration just because it's easier for us just to put them back up to move it back off afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Number plate. We'll be making you one today. Or have you got one with you?
You're making one.
You got it, perfect. Once I've got that made, we'll get that stock on for you.
Okay.
One other thing you'll notice is there's handles on the front of the back of your caravan.
Okay.
Now, if you ever need to push and pull your caravan around, always use your handles. If you push on the bodywork, you can find you'll crack your panels. So always push and pull it if you have to off the handles.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So keep coming
Nice
down.
window there.
Next exciting thing we come to is your door. Now, no silly catches or anything to break it, literally just pins back. So all it does, it just sits inside there. So there's no catches for the kids to break. All you need to do is just push your door back and it'll sit in place for you. Then all it is just a gentle tug and you can pull it away.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, nice and simple. Then, wheels and tyres while we're here. Swift make it really easy and put all the details here for you. So it's 65 psi per tyre.
Yep.
And it's 130 newton metres for your wheel nuts. Now that's the torque setting on your wheel nuts. Well, that means it's the tightness of your nuts.
Yes.
So all it is, they've been torqued in the PDI. I will torque them again for you today, but then from today onwards it's down to yourselves. So if you've got a torque wrench, fantastic. If not, just use your tyre iron in the front. All it is just make sure your wheel nuts are nice and tight before you get on the road.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
happy with that?
Yeah.
Super.
Then we'll keep going down. Next thing, fridge. So these are the vents out your back of your fridge. Now I've got it currently running on gas, so a lot more heat comes out of this end because it's obviously where the gas flue is as such. Other than that, heat is exchanged out the back of here. It's no different than our fridges at home. All it is you don't walk around the back of your fridge at home, so you don't realise quite how much. So if you ever come past and feel heat coming out of these, it's fine because it just means your fridge is in operation.
Okay.
Okay. And then obviously the last thing on the front is just your last name on the front there.
Right, okay.
And that's about it for the outside, unless you've got any other questions.
No, I don't think so.
No? Happy?
That's all good.
Lovely. Well, we'll get to the exciting bit and get inside now. That's normally our job outside, and now we'll enter the ladies' world. So, after you, I'm definitely not going in first. Oh, you get it. No, we walked down past that.
It's just as nice as I remembered it.
No worries, George. Right. Let me put my booties on because I'm in and out of workshops all day and I dread to think what's on the bottom of my boots.
We've got spotlights.
Right. First place I'll start is just in the top corner underneath here.
Okay.
So, let's just move this cushion. Underneath here, in the very top corner there, the Truma black box you can see there, that contains your 10 litre hot water boiler as well as your air blown heating system. So it's all integrated in the one unit. There's nothing to switch on and off, just literally showing you where the unit is. Main thing you need to worry about, you see the lovely little yellow drainage tap that's sitting flat down at the minute?
Yep.
So, as I've talked about winter time, you need to get all the fluids out the van. To drain that boiler down and the water that's in your pipes, all you simply need to do is lift that yellow lever directly up in the air and the water will drain out the boiler directly underneath the caravan there. And if you also leave your taps open in the central position, it'll let air into the system and it'll literally drain all your pipe works and all the fluid will come out underneath there for you.
Okay.
So that's the van winterised.
So do you just leave that open then?
Yeah, I would, because then if there's any excess, there is a bit of water in there, if it freezes, it's got movement to move along in the pipes. So obviously if you seal it, the pressure's going to build up, but if you leave it open, yes, everything can simply just drop out the side of that.
So flick it up to open it.
Yeah, to drain it down. Yeah. Now, when you come to refill it, all you need to do is drop it back down as I've got it there, attach your water pipe or your water system externally, and then I'll show you where you turn your water pump on, and all you do is pulling water through your taps is priming the system for you. So once you've got running water on the cold and the hot side of your tap, that's your system primed up, ready to go for you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing you may find off your dad, depending on what age his caravan is, in some of the older models, you could burn the element out in your water boiler by switching it on and not having any water present. In these modern boilers, it won't do that. The element will only heat up when there's water present in there. So you don't need to worry about burning your element out or anything. It will only heat up when there's water in the system.
Right.
Now, one other bit of advice, what I tend to do is I do drain mine down after every trip away. Main reason being, if I'm not going to use my van for another 2 months, do I really want to be using water that's been sat in there for 2 months? So I've got myself into a habit now, when I finish my breaks away, I'll drain my system down and then just refill it with fresh water next time I go away.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
But it's not, you don't have to do that as such,
No,
but that's
it's a
just a
good
little
idea. It's a good
recommendation
idea.
as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely winter time, so obviously I know you're using the van tonight, so we won't drain it down, but obviously when you finish on the weekend, or however long you're away for, when you finish, definitely drain it down, because it is starting to get to sort of frost season now, and it only takes a temperature to drop sort of 1 degree and that, and things will start freezing up.
Okay. We don't need to worry about that when we're using it.
No, obviously, no, when you're in use, because you've got the heat and everything in it, all it is when they're left unattended, it does get cold in here, and you can see, like, you see the blue plastic pipe there, so imagine if that's full of water and it freezes, there is a chance it'll split that pipe.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then we've got your onboard water pump, so that's what circulates the water around the van, but I'll show you where you switch that on externally. Then we've got your consumer unit, so your main powerhouse for the caravan.
Yeah.
Now, where are you storing your van?
Outside the house.
Outside the house. Now, I have heard you've got a cover as well, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it a full cover, or is it just a front cover?
I believe it's a full cover.
Full cover. Now, all it is, obviously, once your cover's on, your solar panel won't work. So, obviously, with the cover off, the solar panel will pick up some power, and it'll trickle up that battery so it doesn't go flat. But I'd say if you're covering it up, what I would do is switch that one off there. What this one is isolates your 12-volt system, so it takes all the power away from this battery, so there's no drain on it.
Yeah.
It just means that battery will last longer. If you leave this on, there is a gentle trickle off it as such, where if you switch that off, it stops any drain off that battery.
Yeah.
And obviously once you finish, next time you come to use it, all you need to do is just simply switch it back on there.
So if it's parked near the house, Is there any advice on whether we should sort of run a trickle charge to it?
Yeah, I would. Well, all you need to do is that 16 power lead that you've got, and the same as the lead you've got inside. What you can do is buy like a house